Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be making my October TBR. I know it's a week early. I was gonna wait a week and post it next week, but since I didn't have a video last week, I wanted to get something out. And my other option was a reading journal spread, but my husband lost the piece that connects my phone to a tripod, so I can't really film the reading journal spread until I get a new one of those. So we're gonna just do our October TBR, figure out what we're gonna read, because then that'll also give me the ability to add in like pictures of the books and stuff and actually make my TBR spread. So it's gonna be the same as always. I'm gonna pick 6 this month. I am doing a buddy read though with my friend for 2 Stephen King books for the month of October. So I do need to get those on there or add them at the end. I have been in one of the biggest reading slumps of my life. I read not even 2 books in September. And what's wild is I've been hearing a few other YouTubers saying the same thing, like September was a wild reading slump month for them. So I tried. I started school this month, so it's been really hard to get into the swing of work, school, read, YouTube, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to pick my 6. I'm going to hope for the best, hope I can get those 2 on there. I do have my fall TBR on here, plus a few other little extra books that aren't necessarily my fall TBR, but I do want to get to sooner rather than later. Also, I got exciting news. I started getting book of the month. I would not allow myself to get book of the month unless I canceled Kindle Unlimited. And I'm finally at a place with my physical TBR where I feel like I can cancel Kindle Unlimited and I can feel generally okay about not having all of the books on my Kindle. Plus my libraries have really, really good options for Kindle, so I'm not gonna miss it, I don't think. So I picked Phantasma for my first book, for my September book. And it's just, I really want to get this on my TBR. So I read the first chapter and already am intrigued. I really want to continue. I'm not huge into finishing what I had on my last month's TBR. I did start Hummingbird Salamander. It was going super slow though, and it was taking me a long time to read just a few pages. October TBR, pick 1. First is pick a book with a number in the title, and that is absolutely perfect. My first buddy read of the month is actually 11/22/63 by Stephen King. We're doing 2 Stephen King books. This is the first one. It is a chunker, but it's a number. So I can get that on to my TBR and not have to worry about adding 2 books. I only have to add 1 at this point. So first book, 11/22/63. So that is the first draw. So pick a book with a number in the title. Second pick for October is, okay, so I got, my second poll was read a book with a 1-word title. I have Renegades, Malice, Wool, and then I remembered Phantasma is 1 word. And this is the perfect time of year to read this book. So I don't know how many people have talked about Phantasma or have heard about Phantasma, but a girl finds her mother dead, and she has to do a certain spell to inherit the family's magic. Her sister tries to pay off a debt that they have by going into Phantasma, which is a competition where contestants rarely escape alive, but the victor is granted a single wish. So in order for Ophelia to save her sister, she enters the challenge to win. It's a cursed manor, so it's like a haunted house story that is a tournament to win a wish, and it is very intriguing to me. Every floor has a new challenge, a new thing that could kill them. So Phantasma is my second book. I'm so excited to actually get to read this one. Draw 3 for October. It's gonna be this one. Choose an intimidating read. I'm actually going to go with one that a lot of people enjoy, and I know a lot of people enjoy. I already know what it's going to be. I'm going to go with Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, just because it's not a type of book that I would normally gravitate towards. It's about the bride of Dracula. So, it says, saved from the brink of death by a mysterious stranger, Constanta is transformed from medieval peasant into a bride fit for an undying king. But when Dracula draws a cunning aristocrat and is starving artist into his web of passion and deceit, Constanta realizes that her beloved is capable of terrible things. So, it's about the bride of Dracula. And, like, it sounds really intriguing. I've never read Dracula. I've never seen Dracula. I've heard that it's great. Like a great classic, I guess. But yeah, this one just sounds interesting to me. I'm intimidated by it just because I don't know much about the actual story, like about the original story of Dracula. So I think reading about his bride is going to be different. But I'm going to read this. I have A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson going on as my third book. Fourth pull is going to be read a book with a name in the title. Honestly, this might be kind of hard. I don't know how many names I currently have, if any. I might have to stretch it a little bit because I don't think I have any that actually are like character names, but I do have town names. So I think I'm going to go with Welcome to Night Vale. I've seen this book at the library every single time I go. I saw it on sale for $2 at Half Price Books, and I'm like, you know, I might as well. I've been intrigued by it, so I picked it up. Basically, it's a desert community in the American Southwest, and it's a little town where ghosts, angels, aliens, and government conspiracies are commonplace. There are two women with mysteries, and those two women's lives are about to converge. And it's just the stories about those two people and how, like, and their family dynamics and their friendships and the whole 9 yards. And I'm pretty sure it's considered a science fiction. So I'm excited to see how, you know, conspiracy theories and aliens and all of that come together. So Welcome to Night Vale is my fourth book, and I'm very excited because I just bought this. Okay, draw number 5 for October. It's gonna be read a friend's recommendation. And you know, I think I know what I'm gonna do. Not necessarily a recommendation. I'm gonna put Fairy Tale by Stephen King on there because this is my second buddy read with my friend. So technically, she's recommending that I read it with her. So we're gonna add Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale is about a kid named Charlie Reed. His mom was killed in a hit and run. His dad's a drunk. So Charlie learned how to take care of himself. So when he's 17, he meets a dog named Radar and her aging owner. The owner is a recluse in a big house at the top of a big hill with a locked shed in the backyard. There are strange sounds that emerge from that shed, and as Charlie starts doing jobs for the owner and getting to know him, the owner dies, and he leaves Charlie a cassette tape telling him a story no one would believe. And then yeah, the shed is apparently involved, and it sounds super interesting. So I'm very excited to buddy read this with my friend. So these are our 2 buddy reads for October. Do you think we're even going to get halfway through either of these? Probably not, but we're going to try. 6th draw is read a book with a weapon on the cover. I think I'm going to try to go on my Kindle for this one. So I think for a book with a weapon on the cover, I'm going to do Quicksilver by Callie Hart because I've been really intrigued by it. So many people have been reading it and telling me how good it is. And I'm intrigued. So I think I'm going to do Quicksilver on my Kindle. It says, do not touch the sword, do not turn the key, do not open the gate. In the land of the unforgiving desert, there isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water. Ceres Fane is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the strange powers she possesses or the fact that she's been picking pockets and stealing from Undying Queen reservoirs for as long as she can remember. But a secret is like a knot. Sooner or later, it's bound to come undone. When Ceres comes face to face with Death himself, she inadvertently opens a gateway between realms and is transported into a land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been a stuff of myths, of legend, of nightmares, but it turns out they're real, and Ceres has landed herself right in the middle of centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. The first of her kind to tread the frozen mountains of Yuvelia in over 1,000 years, Ceres mistakenly binds herself to Kingfisher, a handsome Fae warrior who has secrets and nefarious agendas of his own. He will use her alchemist's magic to protect his people no matter what it costs him or her. Death has a name. It is Kingfisher of Agent Gate. His past is murky, his attitude stinks, and he's the only way Ceres is going to make it home. Be careful of the deals you make, dear child. The devil is in the details. So I think it just sounds so incredibly good. I've been wanting to read it for a super long time, and I think it'll be fun. So I'm going to go through my books real quick. What I got number in the title, 112263. I don't think I told you what it was about, but it's basically a science fiction romance, I think, about going back in time to affect the JFK assassination and stop it. Then I got a one-word title, and I chose Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. And then I got an intimidating read, so I picked A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Name in the title, I chose a city name or town name, and I chose Welcome to Night Vale. And then read a friend's recommendation, I chose Fairy Tale by Stephen King. And then finally, I got Weapon on the cover, and I picked Quicksilver by Callie Hart. So that is my October TBR. It's ambitious. I've been in a reading slump. I don't know if any of these are actually going to get done, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to read as many of these as possible. I'm going to try to read one of these. That's my goal this month. I'm going to try to read at least one of the books on my TBR. Overall, I'm excited for this month. Also very excited to do a vlog buddy reading with my friend. We haven't actually buddy read a book together in such a long time, so I think it'll be fun to not just buddy read one, but buddy read 2 books in 1 month. So that is the goal. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below. I'm sorry for the quality issues and the jankiness of my setup. But I will be back next week with another video. Have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and goodbye.